Conclusion. The sparks of our baser desires and instincts have been smoldering in our subconscious mind through many lives, since ages which have made us habituated to and inure from their heat and miseries thereof. Consequently, we have become unaware of or indifferent to these inner fires and take them by the way. In fact, we refuse to believe in or entertain the concept of burning desert or divine oasis within ourselves. So we conveniently refuse to admit that there are many fires smoldering within ourselves. Therefore, it is desirable to reiterate, emphasize, and drive home into the consciousness of man the salient and crucial points concerning the desert and oasis innate in his consciousness. When thought is aroused in our mind, we are apt to dwell and contemplate on it. These repeated thoughts permeate in our consciousness deeper and deeper and gain strength. These thoughts or desires are potentized by repetition and become dynamic. The dynamic thoughts or desires become our habits or instincts, which cannot be resisted or changed easily. Our baser instincts drive us to corrupt actions to satisfy and fulfill our depraved desires. These depraved actions make us brutes and bring in a trail of sufferings and miseries in our lives. Thus, a vicious cycle of baser thoughts, desires, and corrupt actions is created. Consequently, we are burning in the never-ceasing mental desert of our own perverted thoughts, desires, and instincts, though we are not aware of them. These baser desires and instincts sprout and thrive in the soil of our degenerated mind, influenced and governed by Maya. These subtle mental fires exist in our subconscious mind and do not end with our physical death. They are carried over in our consciousness from life to life. The root cause of these mental fires of desires and instincts is the illusion of our egoistic concept of I, me, and mine, from which all baser thoughts, desires, instincts, and actions sprout and project. The grains of sand in desert symbolize our numerous subtle thoughts and emotions on mental plane. The sand dunes symbolize our habits and propensities of subconscious mind. The scorching sun is symbolic of our egoistic consciousness. The rays of sun symbolize our baser desires and instincts of selfishness, avarice, attachment, pride, greed, passion, envy, anger, indignation, malice, doubt, suspicion, fear, prejudice, jealousy, enmity, revenge, and various other vices. The more we indulge in these vices, the more we suffer. The heat of the sun symbolizes the subtle heat of our depraved emotions and instincts generated in the process of expression and projection of I, me, and mine. The burning desert symbolizes the elusive Maya in which we live and suffer in unending agonies and miseries. The physical oasis amidst the desert is symbolic of the divine oasis, denoting divine effulgence, divine love, divine grace, divine glory, which exude happiness, joy, compassion, benevolence, kindness, love, and mercy. All religious scriptures warn us about these vicious mental and emotional fires, but these warnings fall on our deaf ears and we just ignore them to our own detriment and demoralization. We, human beings, are so weak and susceptible to the influence of elusive Maya that even if we become aware of these vicious mental fires, we are unable to neutralize or extinguish them with our own intelligence and efforts. In spite of advanced education, scientific knowledge, modern civilization, preachings of prophets and sages, propagation of various religions, profession of religious concepts, humanity has not been able to extricate itself from the burning mental desert of its own making or to find a safe refuge. So, in our agonizing predicament, frustration, and frenzy, we search for temporary relief by resorting to extremes of sensual enjoyments and entertainments, which drive us to the level of brutes. Transformation of our egoistic consciousness to the spiritual consciousness is essential for transition of our life from the burning desire to the divine oasis. Even so, the option or choice between the burning mental desert and the divine, blissful oasis lies in our own consciousness. Every religion has advocated the sublime company of saints or enlightened souls, or sad sangat. Only enlightened souls can make us aware of our inner fires, conscious of divine oasis within, inspire us, guide us, lead us, and usher us into the spiritual oasis. Therefore, the only hope for the humanity is to turn back and heed and follow the sublime teachings of prophets and sages and take refuge in the divine oasis within. Dhan Guru Nanak.